Trusted voices for today's fan. Fourcastsports.com. It's more than sports. It's culture, it's conversation, and it's always real. This is Throw Up Tackle, hosted by the Mario Washington, the Doc, and LJ, where sports and pop culture collide. Trusted voices for today's fan. Only on Fourcast Sports at Fourcastsports.com.
But I'm dreaming of a Lakers Christmas, just like the team I used to know. May your days be weary and bright, now that all the Lakers are. This is Throw Up Tackle presented by Fourcast Media.
Yes, it's Throw Up Tackle. I said blind, guys. I said blind.
It's Throw Up Tackle presented by the Fourcast Media Podcast Network, Fourcastsports.com. I am the Mario Washington. That voice you just heard with the Doc and LJ chiming in a little bit as well. What's up, man?
Hey, man. Just know Lakers aren't primetime games anymore, unfortunately. They don't get the primetime tickets no more.
They don't get the primetime tickets because there's a new team that used to have the player that everybody cares about, apparently, in the NBA. The new team got 34 nationally televised games, and that new team is the Philadelphia 76ers. They dropped the schedule, and obviously...
It's the Philadelphia LeBron's. LeBron been his own team since he left the Heat.
Correct. So, but it feels like Adam Silver, I saw a picture today. I forgot to send that picture to y'all, but I saw a picture of the new Philadelphia 76ers surrounding Adam Silver and happy with him, happy as hell, at the schedule, because I don't think that they have to worry about playing against a Western Conference team until they get 18, 19 games into the season. I think they have the least amount of back-to-backs of any team in the NBA. So I guess Silver wants the 76ers to win the Eastern Conference, LJ.
I mean, that's how it's shaping up. They got 41% of nationally televised games, but Adam Silver did it on purpose because LeBron, like Doc used to say, Reginald Barrett Jr. was the king of New York. LeBron James, and LeBron James Jr. are the kings of the NBA. So whatever
I don't know why you threw Bronny into that. Bronny's just happy to be on payroll and hoping he can see his father at Christmas on the court and not on TV.
I mean, I don't know if you're gonna see him on the court because even
pre-game.
Because they'll invite him up from the G League, let him hang out, man. But this stuff is ridiculous, though, man. Like the
Why
fact
is it
that
ridiculous? He putting eyeballs on the best, on literally the most coveted superstar in the league.
That man is 41 years old. 41 years old.
Adams, just like Steph. I'm pretty sure Steph Curry has a whole bunch of televised games, and the Warriors ain't doing nothing, as you say. It's just you put eyeballs on the TV. Because they have to make it make sense for this ESPN contract that they signed. You gotta put eyes on TV. Now, how people are getting to this TV in these games is a whole nother conversation.
Hey, put a bookmark right there. Put a bookmark right there because I want to come back to something you just said, Little John. But I want to point out two things. One, to Mario's point. Here's the thing. LeBron James is inarguably a top 5 player. I don't think anybody can argue with top 5, right? I think most would say he's top 2. A lot of people would say he's the greatest player of all time. A lot of people would say that. I'm not saying that, but people are saying that.
Who's saying that?
A lot of people. LeBron fans.
Don't be disrespectful, man. Don't be disrespectful.
This team features 2 Finals MVPs, Jaylen Brown and LeBron James. This team features 2 league MVPs, LeBron James and Joel Embiid. So it makes sense for the Philadelphia 76ers to be featured as a team on, as you said, 41% of the nationally televised games. Now, to Little John's point, let me go back to the bookmark. When you're trying to get people to subscribe to ABC, NBC, Prime Video, Peacock, ESPN, and NBC Sports Network, you're going to want to make sure the games are on that people want to see. So that is a part of that as well. Like, the casual fan wants to see the players that they're familiar with. Who might they be familiar with? Former MVPs. So you're going to see a lot of LeBron, whether we like it or not, whether he's playing or not.
Shouldn't the New York Knicks
see him on the sideline?
Shouldn't the New York Knicks have the most nationally televised
They're not exciting.
games? They're the defending world champ. They're the defending world champions.
They're not exciting.
This is the problem with this league. This league is telling us that it doesn't matter who wins the title. It matters who's the star. That's stupid.
I mean, it's been
That's
like
not
that,
unique. That's not unique to this league, though. When you watch the NFL, America's Game of the Week, 41% of the time is the Dallas Cowboys. They put the teams on TV that people want to see.
Y'all know that the Dallas Cowboys ain't won a Super Bowl since TiVo been out and DVR. Like, the last Cowboys championship is on a VCR tape. It's on a VCR tape.
You being disrespectful to TiVo and things like that. They have not won a Super Bowl since everybody had TVs with color and buttons. Like, that's the last time.
They ain't won a Super Bowl. Yellow. They ain't won a Super Bowl since the last time the Olympics was in the United States.
They ain't won a Super Bowl since Space Jam came out in theaters. The first Space Jam.
First one. They ain't won a Super Bowl since I was in high school.
You know, my kids made me watch that new LeBron Space Jam.
Why did you watch that?
Because I have children. And why this boy's son was over here trying to program a game on a video game, and the only way LeBron could win is to get his son to reprogram the game so that his step back didn't glitch out of the game.
That sounds like cheating.
Why was this the plot?
Why is
that like cheating?
Why is LeBron's son from Space Jam a cornerback for the Cincinnati Bengals, but left the team because he's got a movie gig and he's going to return to them in like October? How about that?
Why was Don Cheadle the villain in this movie?
Don Cheadle was in Space Jam too?
Yes. He was the villain.
I have not watched Space Jam 2 because I'm going to stick with the Space Jam 1 just like it's supposed to be.
I got no desire to see it, though.
Why is LeBron so coveted right now, man? Why is he so coveted?
Because he's LeBron James, man.
We don't know how many more times we're going to see LeBron. This might, quiet as kept, this might be his last year.
How did you, if you're the Philadelphia 76ers, how do you manage his minutes in October, November, Christmas Day? Like, what do you do? 24, 25 minutes a game?
You let him manage his own minutes.
You know that LeBron was declining, right, when he left the Lakers?
He was still averaging 25, 5, and 5.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about LeBron that I think gets undersold in this 76ers situation. He's not the person to be concerned with a minutes restriction. It's Joel Embiid.
Well, that too.
That's the person they really got to be like, hey, how are we going to make sure he's available in the playoffs? Yeah. LeBron going to be there.
Right. Back on Throw Up Tackle, Fourcast, sports.com. So it used to be a time when, when you got into the boxing ring, it meant like you had to train for years and, they had to like give you the opportunity to fight, all this type of stuff, right? But now it means to fight professionally, it means you got beef or you got followers and people willing to stream it. And Ray J and Orlando Brown got into what they called a boxing match this past Saturday night.
Ray J versus 3J.
Hey, listen,
Y'all remember 3J on Family Matters?
Oh,
That's
right.
him.
That's right. Yeah.
That's him.
No. So I saw
He was
one,
Little Richie's homeboy.
right. But I saw one highlight of him just like Orlando Brown was just wailing. And I was like, what is going on here, man? And they went the distance.
3 rounds.
They went the distance.
The
and
distance
Orlando
was
Brown,
3 rounds.
I don't know who approved Orlando Brown to go out there with that BMW that he was carrying in that ring. But
It was inappropriate.
I was worried that man would have passed out. I knew by the time I saw the highlights, I was like, okay, he did live, but I would have been concerned when he took his shirt off. Like, oh my gosh, what are we doing here, bro?
Orlando Brown looks like he wears a T-shirt to the pool.
T-shirt to bed. Can I say something about the whole boxing, community as a whole? Why is this pay-per-view, the main event, kicking off about 1 a.m. and it's on the East Coast?
Wait now. This isn't new. That's not new. They've been doing that.
But why?
It's the weekend, baby. You ain't gonna be asleep.
Where was this fight? Was it in?
It was in Atlanta.
It was in Atlanta?
Oh.
It was in Atlanta.
Oh, well. Because normally I was able to blame it on Vegas. They do a lot of the big fights in Vegas. But it's Atlanta. You know I don't get cracking in Atlanta till about 1 a.m. You know why.
Why this fight couldn't come on at 10 o'clock?
Because that's not when it's popping. You know where most of these people probably watch this fight? Magic City. Pin-ups. Body tap.
I honestly don't think
Blue
those
Flame.
people
Blue
actually were not watching this fight. This is on Zeus. I don't know how to get to Zeus. How you get there? The only Zeus I know was on No Holds Barred fighting Hulk Hogan, dog. That's the only Zeus I know.
Oh, shout out to Zeus. Zeus was tag teaming with I think he was tag teaming with the Macho Man at the time.
Yeah, in wrestling. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Again, that fight was not competitive. And I've never seen so many white towels waved in the ring in my entire life. But it's about 3 towels.
Are you talking about the actual fight? The Claressa Shields and K. Scott fight?
That fight.
Listen, okay, because that's my thing. My issue is we cannot allow the celebrity boxing to be like mixed in with the real boxing. Like Claressa Shields is a legit boxer who is having a legit boxing bout against K. Scott. Claressa Shields was dominant in that bout. If you watch the fight in the 4th round, like the fight was over. It was over in the 4th round. And then for whatever reason, her corner allowed her to go 2 more rounds before they threw in every towel that they had.
I mean, every single last one at the same time.
Like all of us like, no.
Everybody was thinking the same thing.
Stop the fight. All of the time to get the collective like, oh no, this is over.
Like, it was like confetti.
That was the reverse. Rocky Balboa should have thrown it in with Apollo Creed. Like, it was like,
but my question is, when it comes down to the women's division of boxing, like it's like Claressa Shields and them others.
Yeah, it's not a lot of people.
So it's kind of like the issue we run into with boxing a lot, where the only comparisons are not in the same weight class. So like nobody who is on her tier or close to her tier is in her weight class. And she's not, like, boxers will slide up and down, but you have to be within reason. Like, she's not going to lose 30 pounds or gain 30 pounds to fight somebody.
I mean, she may gain 30 pounds because she said she would take a year off if, yeah.
Yeah, on that note.
Shout out to Papoose. Breaking news from Jeannie Buss. No, y'all ain't. This is Throw Up Tackle presented by Fourcast Media.
Yes, Throw Up Tackle. Fourcastsports.com. D. Mario Washington, the Doc. LJ, what's good?
Man, I'm just here so I don't get fired, bro. You know what time it is.
So something strange is happening with the NBA economics and the Lakers, valued at about $10 billion when our boy Mark Walter, who also owns the Los Angeles Dodgers, he acquired control of the team in 2025, last year. But now, barely a year later, Bob Iger, formerly running Disney, and Josh Kushner, brother-in-law, my bad. His brother is married to Ivanka Trump. So they got the in with the current presidential administration. They're buying a team for a $12.5 billion valuation, an increase in value by $2.5 billion in a year. Now, we talked about this before we went on. Jenny Buss is trying to lay the hammer down. There's been some like crazy clause about the ownership group where even though the Buss family owns, I think, 17% of the team, Jenny Buss is listed as the governor of the Los Angeles Lakers, which means she has the controlling interest of the Los Angeles Lakers, even though she's not the majority owner. So it looks like this thing is going to get ugly, as there's a lot of mechanics involved with obviously where the money is coming from for Kushner and Bob Iger to be able to even buy the team, all the stuff going on with the Buss family. Jenny is the only sibling apparently that wants to keep the team. But this is about to get ugly, I think. And my bad, Walter, they raided his plane or something and took his laptop and all that stuff. So
yeah, don't bury the lead. Don't bury the lead, Mario. Yeah. That's the important part.
Right.
This man just got the team. This man just got the team. And then not too long after that, they raiding all your stuff, doing some type of an investigation. And all of a sudden, it was like a Monday. And there was like, hey, man, some stuff going on. And by Wednesday, they had sold the team or attempted to sell the team. And now Jeannie Buss is stepping in because in the previous sale, there were no issues with Jeannie Buss continuing to operate in her role. Now in this deal, they seem to take issue with that. Like, well, we don't really want the Buss family involved. We just want to do a full takeover. And that's when she stepped in to say, I think not. You got to understand, this lady fired her brother. Don't forget about that. Jim Buss was out here running the team. Jeannie Buss was running the business side. She didn't like how the team was looking, and she was just like, hey, bro, you got to go. This ain't it.
Jeannie Buss is you're not bigger than the program, and she is the Los Angeles Lakers. Period. Dot. Through and through, from a jit to now a grown adult, and now she's the governor, and whatever she say is law. At the end of the day,
it's all going to end up in court though, and like. I don't know if she really has
Sometimes you got to go to
to
court, man. You got bees. You can go to court. Or
Here's
maybe you ain't got to go
concern.
to court. You can go, somebody else can go for you. Like your clone.
If you know anything about the history of the Los Angeles Lakers ownership, like you realize like this is actually concerning because it's one of the last examples of a bygone era where owners were like truly invested into the team from a financial standpoint. Like if you read about Jerry Buss, you'll know like he came up on some money and bought the Lakers and then made more money by owning the Lakers. He wasn't like this billionaire that came in and bought a team. And
those guys don't exist anymore.
Yeah, all these teams now are owned by corporations and conglomerates. They're not owned by individuals. There are not a whole lot of Jerry Joneses still around. There's not a whole lot of Al Davises still around.
Mickey Harris.
There's not even a lot of George Steinbrenners still around. Like it's like some company owns a team and like that makes the feeling very different. And I think Jeannie Buss is trying to hold on to some of that. Like the Lakers are the family business and her brothers may not care about that, but she do. And I support her fighting for that because I think the league is better when the ownership is like family fully invested in the success of the team.
Yes.
Because what will happen is as soon as the Lakers are no longer profitable for whoever owns it, they'll just sell it to the Saudi sovereign wealth fund.
They already in it, though. The Saudi sovereign wealth fund is what's backing this purchase. Because
crazy.
Bob Iger and Josh Kushner, they ain't got $12.5 billion sitting around somewhere. Somebody's got to back them. And that's what's backing them, which is nuts. And then on top of that, let's not even forget about like the whole basketball of it all. Y'all know who Bob Iger's best friend in the NBA is? Bob Iger used to be a fan of the LA Clippers. Bob Iger is really, really, really good friends with Chris Paul. Chris Paul and Bob Iger used to go on walks together in the, when doing COVID, right? I swear. They used to go on walks together during COVID. And then they were having a discussion and they came up with the concept of what became
Bookmark.
the bubble, right? They came up with the bubble and then they called Adam Silver right there. Why y'all 12?
We, because I just think about how Stephen, they be talking about people. Chris Paul is a good friend of mine. We've went on walks together many times. We've expressed ourselves to each other over poetry and listens to the sounds of the birds. And when we was out there, he told me all about the bubble while we was blowing bubbles and chewing bubble gum. And that's when it led to me understanding that, you know what, we need to move the entire NBA into Orlando.
Well, my whole point is that, is Chris Paul going to be running the Los Angeles Lakers next year because of his connection to Bob Iger? You know that's what happens with stuff like this. That's why Chris Paul isn't commentating somewhere. That's why Chris Paul isn't coaching somewhere. He's going to be a GM of the Lakers.
I think that my concern would be that the basketball people will not be involved very long in the basketball. So if Chris Paul is like the GM for the Los Angeles Lakers, I think that's best case scenario. I think what actually might happen is some like accountant who crunches numbers on a spreadsheet is going to be GM of the Los Angeles Lakers, and they're just going to be using advanced analytics to tell them who they should sign and not sign in free agency and who should be out here on the court.
Just call Jerry Jones. He'll do it.
We're going to come back and we're going to stay in the NBA and we're going to talk about the legacy of a player that we won't see on the court anymore. Throw up tackle. Back on Throw Up Tackle, fourcastsports.com. So let's take a look at my man Russell Westbrook. This is somebody that LJ has loved to hate over the years, but he's one of those players.
I don't like the way you shaking your head.
It's right, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's crazy, right? But he's one of those players whose flaws became so much part of the conversation that we stopped appreciating how ill his resume is. And now that he's retired, you strip away all those like Westbrook and all that kind of stuff. Like that man played 18 years in the NBA, won the MVP, was an All-Star 9 times, was All-NBA 9 times, won the scoring title twice, won the assist title 3 times, 209 triple-doubles in his career. The fact that this man was averaging a triple-double for a season multiple times, and people was like, oh, that ain't that big of a deal. How come other people ain't been doing it if it ain't that big of a deal? How come? The man was great, and I don't understand why the view of him was so flawed, especially towards the last, 6-7 years of his career. I don't get it.
First off, kudos to an outstanding 18-year career from Russell Westbrook. We all know why he was called. We all know why the criticism was what it was. Stat padding, doing everything, not winning. He wasn't winning. He went to the finals one time and they did not close the deal. Yes, he was young, but he didn't even touch a finals anymore on any team that he was on. Many say he was a great teammate. kudos for him. But we all know he was chasing. He was chasing the Oscar Robertson record, and we all knew that. And it's okay because he got it. He's about to get surpassed by the Joker eventually next season, but that's neither here or there. I'm gonna give him his flowers. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame first ballot. He is one of the greatest scoring point guards to ever live. Not that's not.
Why you have to preface that like that?
What you mean?
Why you one of the greatest scoring point guards? He's one of the greatest point guards of all time.
5th all-time in assists. 5th all-time in assists. And you said scoring. You just said that he was one of the greatest scoring guards of all time, but he's 5th all-time in assists.
I think at worst, Russell Westbrook is a top 15 point guard of all time.
At worst.
Okay, 15. Okay, at 15,
At
point
worst.
guard. Point guard.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Fair.
He's
Here's the
top
thing.
10. He's a top 10 point guard.
He's not a top 10 point guard, Mario.
That's arguable, Mario, because it
He's
depends
not
on
top
what
10,
you
Mario.
define as. It depends on what you define as a point guard.
He's not
shout
top
out to hoopshype.com. I got a list of their top 20 point guards of all time, and this list was done this year. And they rank Russell Westbrook 8, 9, 10, 11, 12th.
Okay,
On
who's the top 5 they got?
Okay, I want to preface this by saying this too. Very few point guards won a championship as the best player on their team. When I'm looking at this list, I only count 3 that won a championship as the best player on their team. But here's their list: Magic, Steph, Oscar Robertson, Jerry West, Isaiah Thomas, Chris Paul, John Stockton, Steve Nash, Bob Cousy, Jason Kidd, Gary Payton, Russell Westbrook.
That list can go to hell. Because if you don't have John Stockton in the top 3, that list don't make no sense. John Stockton retired, all-time leader in assists, all-time leader in steals. Hey, guess who's still number 1 in assists all time? Guess who's
John
still number 1
Stockton.
in steals all time?
Hey, where you
What?
from? Wait, where you from?
I'm from Fairfax, South Carolina.
So you taking John Stockton over Isaiah Thomas?
I'm taking John Stockton over everybody except
As
for
a
Magic
basketball
Johnson.
player?
I'm taking John Stockton over everybody except for Magic Johnson.
This man is out of control. I don't know.
Go
I
talk to
can't
the
say all that.
go talk to the players who played against John Stockton,
You
and they
taking
will
John
tell you
Stockton? Wait, you taking John Stockton
every-
over Steph Curry?
everybody except
Hold
for
on.
Magic
Hold
Johnson.
on,
You taking
But-
John Stockton over Steph Curry?
Basketball is played on both ends of the floor. Last
I'm
time
not
I
doing
checked,
that now.
Steph Curry is not as good of a defensive player than John Stockton. Not even close. Not even close. He's the greatest shooter of all time. There's no debating that. He's a much better scorer than John Stockton. But
Did
we
you-
said
hold on.
point guard.
Did
We
you
said-
Steph Curry's the second
we
greatest point guard
said-
of all
hold
time.
on, Doc. I got it.
Steph
Point
Curry's the
Hold on.
second
guard.
greatest point guard of all time.
Point guard. John Stockton steals and assists.
Did
Point
you?
guard.
I was with you till you said this nonsense. You said that John Stockton played better defense than Steph Curry.
Is that debatable? Is that even debatable? That man is all-time leader in steals and ain't played in like 20 years, dog. He ain't played in like 20 years, bruh.
So you taking
Like, what y'all talking about?
So
Okay.
you taking John Stockton over Steph Curry. I was with you until you said that.
I'm taking John Stockton over everybody not named Irvin Magic Johnson.
So he's top 2.
I said the list is invalid if you don't have Irvin Magic Johnson and John Stockton. After that, you can do what
Here's
you
the
want to
flaw. Here's the flaw in that argument, and then I'm gonna get back to Russell Westbrook. The flaw in that argument is Magic Johnson ranks number 1, even though he had an obviously shortened career.
Yeah.
And the knock against the reason why Isaiah Thomas's stats don't look as good as John Stockton's is strictly because of longevity. But Isaiah Thomas was the best player on 2 championship teams. John Stockton,
Was
even
never
if they had
his
won a
best player.
championship,
listen,
would
listen,
not have been the
player.
best player on that team.
We had this conversation last week about how we got to stop with all the ring culture and stuff, man. That doesn't determine whether or not a player is great or not.
It's not just about ring soldier. It's about who is the driving force behind your team. The leader of the Utah Jazz for the entirety of John Stockton's career was Karl Malone.
Would Karl Malone have finished his career second all-time in scoring if he wasn't receiving the passes from John Stockton?
Would John Stockton be number one all-time in assists if he wasn't passing to Karl Malone?
John has more than 500 assists than the next person. And the next person is Chris Paul. How many years Chris Paul played? A long time. Chris Paul played longer than John Stockton.
Where does Karl Malone rank all-time in points? Is it not third?
He was second when he retired.
Second. So he's ahead.
Hold on. So what is Karl Malone ranking?
Third.
Hold on.
My bad. He's in steals.
He's
my bad.
third.
John Stockton is 500 more in steals than
So where does Karl Malone?
Yeah, he's 3,000 more.
Where's Karl Malone in the power forward
rank?
ranking? Then let's just talk. Where's Karl Malone in power forward ranking, Mario?
Now you're talking about like you talking about positions and like right now, LeBron James would have been a power forward in Karl Malone's era. Karl Malone changed the game for power forwards. He's not the greatest power forward of all time, though. Not even.
So
close.
you drafted. So what I'm saying is, you picking your teams. Like you can have anybody.
Listen,
and on your draft board, you get the John Stockton before you get the Isaiah Thomas. That's what you're telling me on this show.
If we talking about point guards, yes. And Isaiah ain't third. And I love Isaiah game. Isaiah ain't third.
Where's Kyrie on this list?
Not even in the top 10.
Kyrie is 19 on this list.
Yeah, but he like you.
You want to hear who they got? You want to hear who they got ahead of Kyrie? Tony Parker.
Yes.
Pete Maravich.
Yes.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
I don't know about
Damian Lillard.
I definitely don't know about that one.
Throw the list away, man.
But Shai's got 2 MVPs. Kyrie don't have one.
Kyrie said hurt. That's what was a
He don't have one.
Because
if you're talking about the statistics, how well a person played, it's not even debatable about Magic Johnson and John Stockton. It's not even like I don't even want to have a conversation though.
I'm more upset with you on your whole take that somehow Stockton is ahead of Steph Curry, which is crazy.
He's ahead of everybody not named Magic. Basketball is played on both ends of the floor. Ain't nobody worrying about Steph Curry guarding them. Ever.
Steph Curry was the best player on 2 championships.
You keep talking about championships. I'm talking about the statistics.
Actually, 3.
You play to win the game. Hello?
It's actually 3.
Oh, you think he was better than KD on one of them teams?
He was better than Iguodala.
Yeah, that's true.
Here's my thing about Russell Westbrook. And I think I can apply this to several others on this list. Basketball is a team game. Most sports are team games. And I think many of the knocks when we talk about ring culture against Russell Westbrook factor in like team success. And the best team Russell Westbrook was on, he was early in his career. That team went to the finals. And then look at what happened to that team after that. Russ got hurt. KD got hurt. Then they got back together. It was all cooking, and then KD left. They were up 3-1 on the Warriors in the Western Conference Finals. And had they ran it back, we might be talking about Russell Westbrook very differently. But they didn't have the team anymore.
But to me,
he never had a team that good again.
To me, him like talking about team success is just it's not fair to what his career was and stuff like that, man. Like
the two biggest Russell Westbrook accomplishments, one is an individual game and one is a career thing. What he did for Oklahoma City as a collective by staying there and making the point that, hey, we gonna be all right whether KD here or not. He like changed the trajectory of that franchise. I don't know if that franchise is still there if Russell Westbrook wasn't a part of that organization at that time and made a point to like, hey, we still gonna be here and we're still gonna be competitive. And then the Nipsey Hussle game in itself should be discussed
2020.
That is crazy.
Rolling 60s.
Like, that is crazy that somebody was able to pull that off in one game.
Right.
But everybody, we got all this video and all this tape, but we still don't got this 100-point game.
Oh, that happened though. There's a whole there was a whole podcast. I'll send it to you if you want to hear it. It happened. 100% happened.
What we got all this footage of the 1930s, 20s, 1800s.
Every game wasn't on.
We don't have Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game.
Every game wasn't on television back then, dog.
Charlie Chaplin on a train.
But there were people that
we
witnessed.
don't got no film.
There were people that witnessed it. There were people that were on the floor for the Knicks that gave up the 100 and tried to stop him from scoring the 100.
George Mike and
it happened.
We got the 83.
Yeah, that was much later. You got y'all think that the NBA was popular. That's the whole thing. The NBA was not popular, bro.
If you're scoring 100 points in a game, it should be some type of something.
And how many TV cameras was anywhere during that time? Come on, dog.
How many cameras was in Utah for them John Stockton steals? Because I don't believe all of those.